Let's move on to our Week 16 starts and sits and then conclude this episode and wish you good luck in your fantasy championships. My start of the week at quarterback is Jameis, the famous Winston, versus the Houston Texans. Houston has been porous against the pass. They gave up 24 fantasy points to Ryan Tannehill last week. And I'm thinking that this is going to be a game there's going to be a lot of scoring. And Jameis Winston's going to have to keep him in it because their running game blows. So go Jameis in this game. And then my sit of the week at quarterback is Josh Allen at New England. Enough said.
Fair enough. My start of the week.
You were so confused. You looked at me like,
I know. Well,
anything else you want to say about New England? Stephen Gilmore will pick the ball off at least 3 times.
My start of the week at quarterback is going to probably surprise you.
Okay.
And you might probably disagree with it. It's Matt Ryan.
Matty Ice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would sit him too.
I said start. Start, buddy.
I was trying to change your mind,
so,
convince you that you were
making the
wrong decision.
It's home against Jacksonville.
Okay.
Who Jacksonville, believe it or not, blows on defense.
Yeah, no, they blow. They traded
Jalen
Ramsey and they've been trash.
And that definitely helps. Last 3 weeks and against tough matchups, Matt Ryan has gotten 18, 23, and 21. And now that he's against a good matchup, I can easily see him getting 20 plus at home. So he's my start of the week. I could have said Russell Wilson and copped out, which I was thinking of doing, but
straight cop out,
which is a cop out, yeah. And then my sit of the week at quarterback is Drew Brees. So Drew Brees, everybody's probably starting him this week if they own him. In the 2 playoff games, he's gotten 45 and 32. Everybody's freaking
sweaty.
out.
He's gotten you there.
Those games were at home. Drew Brees is now on the road this week. Who on the road this season
in a rare AFC NFC battle.
He has not been good
season
on the road. I mean, he hasn't played a lot of road games because he hasn't played a lot of games this year. But for example, his last road game was against Atlanta, who ranked 28th against quarterbacks.
Yep.
And he had just 11 fantasy points.
Okay.
So
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, against Tennessee, I'm probably not going to start him.
Okay. I would start Devonta Freeman at the running back position versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville, like as you stated, has not been great. This is the best matchup for Devonta Freeman, and when Freeman has had a good matchup, he's actually been relatively decent. The last good matchup he had was 2 weeks ago, and he had 17 fantasy points. So if you have Devonta Freeman, I would slide him into your lineup this week. And then Kareem Hunt versus Baltimore is the guy I would sit. Hunt has been a great dump-off guy. I actually think this is going to be a game where Cleveland has to throw it a lot, which might give some weight to Kareem Hunt, but if this game is at all interesting, I think Kareem Hunt's probably going to be held to like 7 points.
Yeah, I could easily see
You don't
him.
want that in the lineup. Yeah. So that's my running back.
My start of the week at running back is Adrian Peterson against the Giants. Well, listen.
I don't like this.
Last 3 weeks since Darius Geis.
Okay.
Well, actually, Darius Geis only missed this week, right?
Okay.
He had against the Eagles, who ranked 9th against running backs and have been dominant against the run game all year.
All right.
He had 16 fantasy points. He's the only guy in that backfield. He's going to get 15 to 20 carries.
Yuck.
And it's against the Giants at home.
Gross.
The Giants absolutely blow. So,
yeah, it's a good play. I just hate Adrian Peterson.
I don't blame you, but
anyway,
again, could have copped out and said someone else.
Sit at running back.
My sit is carry on if he plays.
Okay.
Because
does that need a?
Yeah.
It needs
people are going to play him. They've been waiting all year. He's been on your IR spot waiting for this time to play him.
Week 17
Don't play
championship people. Stand up for carry on.
It's the Lions, first of all. So they're probably going to, if they do bring him back, they're probably going to give him like 10 carries and be done with it.
And sit him on the bench.
And even if they do give him good work, it's against the Broncos, who are very, very good against them.
I was going to say the same thing. You should probably sit carry on this week.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give you some advice about somebody you're probably going to start.
Which is?
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Anyway, starting wide receiver Breshad Perriman against Houston for the sake of going with the same game. Perriman scored 3 touchdowns last week, and now Chris Godwin is out. So
Jeez, man.
Perriman is the only option in trustworthiness for Jameis Winston. So I think he's going to have a nice week. And then my sit is Robert Woods. Robert Woods has been okay. He had 3 points last week, but before that, he was like double digits for like 4 or 5 straight weeks. He's going up against San Francisco on the road, not trending in the right direction for him. So I think Robert Woods is a sit.
My start of the week at wide receiver is Cortland Sutton. He's been up and he's been down, as you said earlier. Mm-hmm. But against the Lions at home, who ranked 31st against wide receivers.
Fantastic.
The Lions are probably one of the worst defenses in the league. So, and even last week, Courtland Sutton had 9 points against the Chiefs, but he had 10 targets. So if he gets 10 targets again this week against the Lions, I think he's going to go off.
Right.
And my sit of the week at wide receiver is John Brown of the Buffalo Bills, who has had a fantastic and very underrated season.
Okay.
But I don't play him this week against the Patriots. Stephon Gilmore is probably going to be on him, and you know what that means.
Shut down and interceptions.
Yeah.
My started tight end, Jacob Hollister versus Arizona. Arizona gives up a lot of fantasy points to tight ends, as we know. Hollister torched them last time he played them, so I think it's a great matchup for him to have success at home. And then sit Jack Doyle versus Carolina. He had 3 points last week. He's facing the Carolina Panthers, who don't give up a lot of fantasy points to tight ends. Save your fantasy week by not starting Jack Doyle.
My start of the week at tight end is O.J. Howard.
This could kill people.
It pains me, I know. It pains you.
Yeah, to hear it. Yeah.
In the game last week, no Evans.
Yep.
Godwin got hurt halfway through.
Okay.
He had 8 targets.
Flip.
And he's going up against the 25th ranked team against tight ends, which is the Houston Texans. It's going to be, as you said, probably a shootout. There's no other than, it's Perriman, it's Watson, and it's probably O.J. Howard.
No, it's Perriman and it's O.J. Howard. It might even just be O.J. Howard.
No, well, Perriman's going to get plenty of work.
Of course, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The best target available is
it's
O.J.
probably O.J. He's probably going to get 8 targets. Now, that could mean he gets 1 catch on 8 targets, but it could also mean he gets...
Shoot it in the dark.
It could also mean he gets 5 catches and 50 yards and a touchdown, which for a tight end is pretty solid.
It's a good pick.
So, yeah, it pains me, and it will probably pain you, but it is a good play.
Yep.
And my sit of the week at tight end is Jason Witten against the Eagles.
Okay. Sounds good.